Let me tell you a simple story. Imagine a guy named Jake. He's a regular middle-class employee. Stable job, decent income, nothing extraordinary. One day, his phone starts lagging. He walks into a store, just to look around. The salesperson smiles and says, "Why pay $1,200 up front when you can just pay $50 a month?" Jake thinks for a moment. $50 doesn't sound like much. He agrees. No big deal, right? A few months later, Jake decides he needs a better laptop for work. Same offer. Just $80 a month. Again, it feels manageable. Then comes a new sofa on EMI. Then a credit card offer. Then maybe a car upgrade. Each decision feels small. Each payment feels affordable. But here's where things get interesting. Jake never sat down to calculate the total. He never looked at the full picture. Now fast forward 1 year. Jake is earning the same salary. But his monthly obligations? They've quietly exploded. $50 here. $80 there. $300 for the car. Another $100 for credit card minimums. Suddenly, nearly half his income is already committed before the month even begins. He hasn't changed his lifestyle dramatically, but his financial pressure has doubled. But wait, why does this happen so easily? Why do smart, hard-working people fall into this trap without realizing it? This is where psychology plays a powerful role. Our brain doesn't treat all money equally. When we see a big price like $1,200, it triggers pain. It forces us to think twice. But when that same price is broken into $50 per month, the pain disappears. It feels lighter, almost harmless. This is called payment illusion. And companies use it very strategically. Here's another layer. Humans are wired to focus on the present, not the future. When Jake bought that phone, he wasn't thinking about next year's bills. He was thinking about today's convenience, today's comfort, today's satisfaction. And that's exactly how the system is designed. It rewards immediate pleasure and hides long-term consequences. Most people get this completely wrong. They believe they are making smart financial decisions because they are spreading out payments. But in reality, they are stacking commitments. Each EMI reduces their future choices. It limits their ability to save, invest, or handle emergencies. And here's the dangerous part. Once you're in the EMI cycle, it becomes normal. You stop questioning it. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. Every new purchase is automatically evaluated in monthly terms, not total cost. You don't ask, "Can I afford this?" You ask, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" And that small shift in thinking changes everything. Imagine this. If Jake suddenly loses his job, what happens? His income stops, but his EMIs don't. The phone company doesn't care. The bank doesn't care. The car payment is still due. This is where the trap tightens. What once felt easy now feels suffocating. But here's where things get even deeper. The EMI system doesn't just affect your money. It affects your mindset. It keeps you dependent. It keeps you in a cycle where you're always paying for the past instead of building your future. And most people don't even realize they're stuck until it's too late. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how much you earn, your bank account still feels empty? You're not alone. Millions of people are working hard every single month. Yet somehow, their money disappears before the next paycheck arrives. And the real reason might shock you. It's not your salary. It's not inflation. It's something far more subtle. It's EMIs. Easy monthly payments that feel harmless at first, but slowly trap you into a cycle that's very hard to escape. Let's be honest. You've probably heard this before. Buy now, pay later. It sounds convenient. It sounds smart. Instead of paying a big amount upfront, you just pay a small amount every month. A new phone for just $50 a month. A laptop for $80 a month. Car for $300 a month. It doesn't feel expensive. In fact, it feels manageable. But what most people don't realize is that these small payments are not small at all when combined together. Imagine this. You start with one EMI. It feels fine. Then you add another. Still okay. Then maybe one more. Before you even notice, a significant portion of your monthly income is already committed. You haven't even paid for groceries, rent, or emergencies yet, but your money is already gone. This is where things get dangerous, because EMIs don't just take your money, they take your future income. Here's where things get interesting. Companies and brands understand human psychology better than you think. They know that people don't like paying large amounts up front. It feels painful. But small monthly payments? That feels easy. That feels almost invisible. So instead of showing you the full price, they break it down into tiny pieces. And suddenly, something you couldn't afford now feels affordable. But wait, there's a hidden problem here. When you buy something on EMI, you're not just spending money you have. You're spending money you haven't earned yet. You're locking your future into fixed payments. And this reduces your financial flexibility without you even realizing it. If an emergency happens, if your income drops, if something unexpected comes up, those EMIs don't stop. They keep demanding money every single month. Most people get this completely wrong. They think EMIs help them manage money better. But in reality, EMIs often do the opposite. They create a false sense of affordability. They encourage overspending. And over time, they build a financial burden that becomes stressful, overwhelming, and sometimes even suffocating. And here's the scary part. This doesn't happen overnight. It's slow. It's silent. It builds up month by month. That's why so many middle-class families feel stuck. They are earning, but they are not progressing. They are paying, but they are not moving forward. In this video, you're going to understand exactly how this EMI trap works, why it's designed this way, and most importantly, how you can escape it before it controls your financial future. Now here's the good news. The EMI trap is powerful, but it's not permanent. You can break out of it. But to do that, you need to change one simple thing first: the way you think about money. Because escaping this trap is not about earning more. It's about making better decisions with what you already earn. Let's start with the most important rule. Stop thinking in monthly payments. Start thinking in total cost. This one shift can completely change your financial behavior. The next time you see an offer like just $50 a month, pause for a second and multiply it. Ask yourself, what is the full price I'm actually paying? And here's where things get interesting. Many times, you'll realize you're paying much more than the original cost because of interest and hidden charges. That affordable deal suddenly doesn't look so attractive anymore. Now imagine this. Instead of paying $50 every month for a year, what if you saved that same $50 for a year first, and then bought the product in cash? Not only do you avoid interest, but you also give yourself time to think. And here's the twist most people don't expect. After waiting for a few months, you might not even want that product anymore. That emotional urgency disappears. And that's a huge financial win. But wait, this doesn't mean all EMIs are bad. Most people get this completely wrong. There are situations where EMIs can actually make sense. For example, things that help you grow, like education, skill development, or a business investment. These are assets that can increase your income in the future. But using EMIs for lifestyle upgrades, gadgets, or things that lose value quickly, that's where the damage happens. Here's a simple strategy you can follow starting today. First, list all your current EMIs. Every single one. Don't guess. Write them down. This step alone is eye-opening for most people. You'll finally see how much of your income is already locked. Second, focus on closing the smallest EMI first. Once it's done, don't replace it with a new one. Instead, redirect that same amount toward the next EMI. This creates momentum. Slowly, you start freeing up your income. Now here's another powerful move. Build a delay habit. Whenever you feel like buying something on EMI, wait for 30 days. No exceptions. This simple rule filters out impulsive decisions. If you still want it after 30 days and you can afford to pay in full, then maybe it's worth it. But most of the time, you'll realize it was just a temporary desire. And here's something people rarely talk about. Freedom feels better than ownership. Having fewer payments gives you peace of mind. It reduces stress. It gives you control over your money again. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many things you own, it's about how much of your income you actually keep. But here's the surprising truth. The real goal is not to avoid EMIs forever. The real goal is to reach a point where you don't need them, where you have enough savings, enough discipline, and enough control to make decisions without depending on future income. And once you reach that point, everything changes. Now let's bring everything together. Because this isn't just about EMIs, this is about control over your life. Think about it. Every time you say yes to an EMI, you're saying yes to a future obligation. You're committing a part of your tomorrow for something you want today. And if you keep doing that again and again, slowly, without realizing it, your entire future income gets pre-assigned. You're working, but a big portion of your effort is already spoken for. That's why so many people feel stuck, even when they're earning more than ever before. Imagine a different life for a moment. No constant deductions. No stress at the start of every month. No anxiety when an unexpected expense shows up. That kind of freedom doesn't come from earning millions. It comes from having control, from keeping your commitments low and your flexibility high. And here's where things get powerful. The less money you owe, the more options you have. You can take risks. You can invest. You can say no to things that don't serve you. You can actually move forward instead of just maintaining your lifestyle. But wait, here's the reality check. Nobody is coming to save you from this trap. Banks won't warn you. Brands won't stop you. In fact, they benefit when you stay in this cycle. The system is designed to keep you comfortable with payments, not ownership. So the responsibility falls on you. And that's not a bad thing, because it also means you have the power to change it. Let's make this practical. Starting today, question every EMI decision. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I just making it feel affordable by dividing the cost? Start tracking where your money goes every month. Build a habit of saving before spending. Even if it's small in the beginning, it creates discipline. And discipline, over time, creates freedom. Focus on reducing your existing EMIs one by one. Celebrate each one you close. Because every EMI you eliminate is like removing a weight from your future. Here's where things get interesting again. The goal is not to stop enjoying life. The goal is to enjoy it without financial pressure. To buy things because you can truly afford them, not because the monthly payment fits your budget. That shift might seem small, but it completely changes your financial direction. It turns you from a consumer into someone who is in control. And remember this, wealth is not about how much you spend. It's about how much you keep. It's about how much freedom you have. The ability to make decisions without stress, without fear, without being tied down by past choices. That's real wealth. And it's something anyone can build, step by step. So next time you see that tempting buy now, pay later offer, pause. Think. And ask yourself one honest question. Is this helping my future or quietly stealing from it? If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you hit that like button so more people can see this. Subscribe to the channel for more real, practical financial lessons that actually change your life. And tell me in the comments, how many EMIs are you currently paying right now? You might be surprised when you count them. Because awareness is the first step to freedom.